Ladies and gentlemen, yes, it's the So What Morning Show, yet another edition. Let me just say something really quickly before we get it off the ground. This show, the voice of this show is to create a platform where we can have intelligent, funny, interesting, engaging conversation to provide answers. But not all of the answers, because part of the answer is living through, is going through, is processing, right? So, because a lot of people, you get the criticism and the critiques, and that's good, but we're doing this together. Although we're on the show and we're the host and we're talking, by no means are we 100% correct, right?
We're the recipe, you the cake.
You feel me? Right. So if you're not doing this with us, then we're wasting our time. We want you to participate with us in questions, in calls. The number to dial is 323-965-1600. That's 323 area code 965-1600 1600. And I want you guys to participate with us. So before I get into the topic, as is commonplace, I have some books that I want to tell you about. Because today's topic is what it is, I want to reintroduce this book. I did it before, but this book is covering a lot of what we're talking about, and I urge you to go out and get this book. It is a heavy book. The White Knight Syndrome, Rescuing Yourself from Your Need to Rescue Others. Are you a white knight? This book is by Mary C. Lamia, PhD, and Marilyn J. Krager, PhD. You gotta get this book. It breaks down several different types of white knights. In the hood, we call them Captain Save 'em. Captain Save 'em, right? So this book is a heavy book. I think you should go get it. I think you should participate. That's another book. Here's a book from an author who was on this show before. Right? She was a call-in guest. She was supposed to come in today. But sadly, she lost her father.
Oh, wow.
So she wasn't able to come.
Condolences out to her.
Right. And so, she wasn't able to come, but she has a very heavy book. And speaking of losses, today is the 4th anniversary of the passing of my mother. And,
wow.
It was on my mind, but I wasn't going to talk about it. But let me tell you something, for all you Lewis Dix haters out there. It was Lewis Dix called me this morning. Lewis Dix was the only person, not that everybody from the foxhole had an invitation, but Lewis Dix came to my mother's funeral.
Yeah, man.
You understand what I'm saying?
Lewis is a good dude.
Lewis is a good dude. Lewis called me today and said, I just wanted to say peace to your heart, because today's the 4th-year anniversary.
Yeah. Shout out to Lewis Dix.
Lewis Dix is good people. So, I appreciate that, brother.
He's dodging my chess game, but he's all right.
Hysterical. Okay, this book, though, from the young lady or the older sister who couldn't come in, her name is Mrs. Jimmy I don't know how to say her last name. Dismuke.
Look like
Dismuke.
this monkey from over here.
This monkey here. No, it's
what?
Dismuke.
It's a middle name. You don't want none of?
Mrs. Jimmy Dismuke, I think. The book is called Exposed: The Naked Truth About Women.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
And I was reading some of it, and I may even read a passage during what we're about to do today.
I remember her, yes.
Yeah, she was very heavy. Of course, our returning guest, who's also a friend of the show, we love her. She comes to the show and drops heavy information. The Caveman Formula author, 4 rules you never knew you needed to conquer your woman. Linda Gross is a male's advocate. She advocates us.
Someone's got to give you guys a voice.
Jesus, someone's got to help us. Someone has got to help us. So she has a great book. I want you guys to go out and participate. Get to it ASAP. And, of course, my book, The Rebirth of Seeds. If you want a copy, please email me at 2319, Z as in zebra, O as in Oscar, 1 @gmail.com. That's how you get my book. And I have a couple of more, but I'm going to pass on those books today and find another day to talk about those books, because I want us to get into the topic. Today's topic, jeez Louise, the Loser Magnet Show. We're going to be talking about toxic relationships, red flags, attracting the wrong partner, girls loving the bad guys. Why do women love the bad guy? Men falling for the ratchet. I wonder if ratchetness transcends class. I mean, like, are there rich ratchets? Mm-hmm. What is the definition of ratchet? We going Kim Kardashian.
All them damn Kardashians. Mama too. Just a bunch of ratchets.
And listen, so this is what I'm going to do. When I come back, I'm going to introduce all of the guests that will be on the show. I'm going to take a quick break. And when I come back, we're going to introduce everybody on the show and participate, who's going to be talking, and then questions. So when I come back, questions, guests, the topic, the loser magnet. Are you a loser lighthouse? You're just a beacon for bums. I want to know.
You come out the door and just a magnet turn on.
Right? Are you just
losers walking down the street this way? Go.
So I'm just asking: is that your life? Is that your experience, or are you the common denominator? Are you a creator of losers? We'll see when we come back. 323-965-1600. So what mornings? We'll be back in 2.2. Holla. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a special mix of folk on today. This is a very special mix. If you're just tuning into the So What Morning Show, we've got a barn burner, the Loser Magnet Show. Toxic relationships, red flags, attracting the wrong partner. Are you an enabler of losers? Do you hold losers down, right? Because it makes you feel good.
Keep them losing.
You keep them losing. And you get angry when they start changing and coming up. And you're like, oh, Jesus, I have no purpose.
Are you winning? Give me back my car.
I'm going to prevent you from coming up. You can't use any of my resources now.
Are you winning? You've got warrants, don't you? Hand me that phone.
Oh, Jesus. You going to call the cops? 323-965-1600. This is the Loser Magnet Show. We're going to define what a loser is. But before we do that, let's introduce our guests. Of course, the resident panel of geniuses. We are like the Watchers in the Green Lantern.
The Watchers.
Unfortunately, we get involved in the universe. Now, I'm going to introduce directly to my left my good friend.
Thank you, sir.
Jeff Brown, comedian extraordinaire. Say hi to the people.
Hey, y'all. Can I be Michael Clark Duncan? Rest in peace.
Yes.
He killed in Green Lantern. I just love that. I've seen that movie about 8 times. I love it.
Which one was he?
He was the big dude.
John Coffey.
The big.
That's the Green Mile.
No,
Green Lantern.
Green Mile.
Lantern.
Green Mile.
No, Green Lantern. Green Lantern.
Oh, he was in
Who
Lantern
was he?
also?
He had to have been a monster.
He was the big dude that was dropping all the nuggets about how Jordan's will was weak. The big.
He was a monster, though, wasn't he?
Will is weak. That's as low as I can
So
get.
how do we know that was Michael Clark Duncan?
Because we're movie geeks.
Okay, well, there it
movie
is.
geek.
Wow, if such a geek, could you tell us the name of the character?
And
Scene. Now, on over to Dr. Mark Goulston. We're going to move away from this failed movie critic rather rapidly.
Hilarious.
Dr. Mark Goulston, author of Just Listen and Real Influence, back in the building for yet another installment of the Zoe What Show. Tell the people what's happening.
Well, I'm glad to be here, but I used up all my funny stuff before the show started, and it wasn't that funny. So that's why I hope some of Jeff rubs off on me, and maybe a little bit of me will rub off on him.
Yeah, pretty easy to use up nothing. But yeah, we're gonna
That's a T-shirt.
We're going to move quickly over to our special guest. She's back, the author of The Caveman Formula, 4 Rules You Never Knew You Needed to Conquer Your Woman. Linda Gross, back in the building. How are you, Linda?
Thank you so much. I'm doing fantastic.
We love to have
Glad
you.
to be here.
Yes, absolutely. We love to have you, and you know we love your input. And a special guest. I decided to give her a chance because
And I thank you very much.
I'm a good-hearted man.
Yes, you are.
And I felt she was mauled by my good friend C. Holcomb.
Oh boy.
To hurt me.
He mauled her.
Oh, it's not you. That's like saying a bear tried to hurt me. No, it's a bear. Okay, don't feed a bear. Don't feed him. If you reach out with a sandwich to a bear, he looks at the whole thing as meat. And it's not you or your arm. That's a bear. That's Corey Holcomb.
So a lot of people wanted to know her story, and I felt like today would be a good day to do that. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, CandyBarBrown in the building. So many people wanted to see her.
Yes, they did.
So where's the video of CandyBarBrown and Corey Holcomb and you? I said, it's only on Facebook. I've been all over your Facebook page. I can't find. Well,
They've
now
been searching.
she's here.
Yes, I am.
What happened?
I'm not going to say what happened.
We'll talk about it later.
But I do want to welcome her to the show, and I say thank you for participating.
Thank you.
Now, we have 2 online guests, or on the phone guests. Let me do this really quickly. You already know one of them. He comes in, he's unapologetic. He does not take any prisoners. And he goes for the jugular, comedian, writer, just all around funny man, and the producer of Truth Paste. If you follow that vlog, you know it's hysterical. Truth Paste, not toothpaste. It's the Truth Paste, coming from none other than Brother James Hanna.
Hanna Dog.
Hey, what's up?
What up, man? Welcome back to the show, man, and I appreciate you coming on, dude.
Oh, no problem. Hey, the character on Green Lantern was called Polywog.
Polywog.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, that's who Michael Clark Duncan played.
Yes, thank you for saving Jeff, because he fumbled at the 2-yard line with the game on the line.
Yeah, I did.
Now, we have a special guest. Now, this brother here, he's a dating coach, I found out. I Googled him, because he came at my neck. I said, hold on, don't come at my neck, pimp. Don't attack me. But I do have great respect for the brother. He's an expert in relationships of all stages, from single life to the married life, and all points in between.
Right
and
on.
the dude teaches men and women how to unplug themselves, listen to this, from the dating matrix of TV, radio, and magazines.
Wow.
All right, now, I'm going to tell you right now,
Which brainwashes us heavily.
he's a little rough now. He's a rough cat, but I like it.
Yeah. Oh, baby, I like it raw.
No.
I like it raw.
Oh, okay. And Jeff, okay. All right. Without further ado, let me
time.
introduce a new friend of mine, Steve Williams, on the phone right now. Welcome, Steve.
Hey, how you doing, Zoe? I appreciate it, and thanks for having me on, man.
Thank you, man. Now, listen, let's just go right in. For anybody that's just tuning in, once again, today's topic is the Loser Magnet Show. And I'm just going to go right off the cuff. I get tired of hearing people, men and women, but mainly women, though, calling men losers.
Oh, yeah.
And my thought process behind it is, let's define what a loser is. We need to do that. We need to understand what a loser is. We need to understand that, and this is how I'll do it. I'll ask questions, because I assume, and you guys can help me, that losers are defined as such because they failed in some way in the relationship. And for the person that's defining the other person as a loser, they're disappointed, right? And maybe the relationship was toxic to some degree, and that brought them to this, you're a loser, right? Sometimes I think loser is lazy, apathetic, right? Could be, but I think there's more to it. So before we get into the topic, let me rattle off a few questions. Are toxic relationships worth healing? That's the first step.
Depends.
I need to know
Yeah, it
that.
depends.
Can they even be healed?
Depends.
I
No.
need to know that. Hey, hold on, Steve. Let me hit these questions, and then we're there, right? Let's go. Why are some toxic relationships so hard to get out of for some people? Some people seem to have
I can help you with that one.
an addiction to it, right?
It is.
Right? I just need to
Drug
know.
addiction.
I just need to know. And I want you guys to follow me on this, and maybe, once we get to the portion where we start the conversation, we can answer some of these questions. But first, let's ask them, what are the top 5 signs that you are dealing with a cellmate as opposed to a soulmate?
Wow.
Sometimes people feel locked into a situation, right?
CE and SE.
Yeah. Sometimes people feel, locked into a situation and they label that person as a loser, right? You are in a toxic relationship if blank is happening all the time. Here's another. Because losers, to me, the nice guys tend to be the losers, right? They always lose for some reason. What's
They finish last.
What's the saying? Nice guys finish last. Is the kind-hearted nice guy only a loser in the hood? Is classism involved? Because it seems like the nice guy seems to win when money is prevalent.
What has he really lost?
Right? 323-965-1600 is the number to dial. Are you only attracted to relationships where you need to be needed? Right? Are you only attracted to relationships where your need to be needed takes precedence over your own needs? Somebody call me right now, 323-965-1600. Are hood rats thugged out ratchet men and women to relationship with diabetes and hypertension is
To black folks?
to black folks and optimum health? I'm just saying, does this have, are we having a problem with bad relationships? Are everybody having these problems? Is every relationship dysfunctional? I need to know. What are your signs, your red flags? Somebody call us right now, 323-965-1600. Does the white knight of your relationship shows feelings of resent or ambivalence when you begin to succeed in life? I'm going to stop right there. I have other questions. But from the ones I laid out, I think we framed the show adequately. Doc, I'm going to start with you. What in the hell is a loser? What's the definition?
So this Mr. Burns energy you coming from with that?
Well, one of the ways to screen a loser is all you have to do is ask them a question, not accusatorily, but that's not even a word, but not in an accusing way, and say, what do you need to get better at?
And then if the defense is...
And if it's defensive and it's not me, it's amazing. I do coaching, and one of the ways I screen people to coach, I say, what do you need to get better at? And
Detecting the white man.
yeah, and they say,
What that mean?
moi, it's all them, and then and that'll show you that someone. To me, a loser is someone who blames, complains, whines, makes excuses. Every time you try to hold them accountable to anything,
Wow.
and I mean anything.
James Hanna.
Always passing the buck.
James Hanna, what's a loser? In your opinion?
The ones who get women wet.
All right, start it off then.
I disagree with this whole direction this is going, because here's the deal. Let's just get this out the way. Ladies, men ain't shit. We dogs. We're everything that you say we are. But the problem with that is y'all fuck us anyway.
Yes.
That's why we ain't shit.
Wow.
Okay?
Yeah.
We ain't shit because that's what you like.
Ooh.
Okay?
Ooh.
It ain't that they're loser magnets. They're attracted to losers. It's the other way around.
Ooh.
I mean, stop putting the blame on losers. Women could change the game tomorrow if they only fuck good dudes.
That's it.
Wow. 323-965-1600.
That's the end of the show. Thanks for calling in.
No, that's good. That's good. Let me go to CandyBarBrown. Then I'm coming to Steve to wrap it. Go. Candy Bar.
I disagree with them. I mean, if you already know you're not shit, then what are you going to do to make yourself better?
Why?
You're going to continue to be not shit
Yeah.
and allow your woman to accept that shit?
Yeah.
I mean,
Can I respond?
No, hold on. Let her finish her thought, and then we'll come to you.
you're saying that we already recognize that you're not about shit. What if we want to change that? And you said we have that right to be able to do that, but when we try to do that, you actually embrace and hold on to not being shit.
Are you saying men are resistant?
A lot of men are. A lot
To
of men
being
are.
better?
Hold on. I got.
Hey,
I got
hey,
to-
James,
Please.
James. I'm going to
Write
come
it
to you.
down. Write it down, Hannah.
Tell him. You tell
Write
your
it down.
Chicago.
Believe me, Pimpin', I done wore out 3 pens on this show.
It's about to be Corey Holcomb Part 2 in this bitch.
So hold on 1 second.
But this is not the Corey Holcomb show.
All right. So
And loser depends on your expectations in the relationship.
all right. So listen, we are not going to talk over each other, brothers. Or I swear for Jesus and all those white folk in heaven, I will cut niggas' mics off. I swear to God, I will
That's
do
a
it.
lot of white people in heaven.
I swear. Now we will respect. Now, I'm gonna go to Steve. Steve, go deeper.
Oh, I gotta go deep. So deep y'all might drown. First off, the man is right, but I gotta slightly disagree with him, but on the same level, he's right. CandyBarBrown, absolutely wrong. A loser in the terms of a relationship, because that's what we're talking about, relationships. They are unfortunately called men when they are truly males. It is disrespectful to call a male a man to when you're around other men. The problem is, and this is the thing, is that a lot of these men today, and I'll talk about the guys today, a lot of these men have been inoculated with so much bad advice from mommy, the soft dad, the friends, and because of most of these males are trying to be a man, they have been taught that being a man is giving up your manhood. It is not my job as a man to make a woman happy. That's not my job. If she's not happy herself, it's her problem. But in this fake society of, the woman is sugar and spice and everything nice, she's beautiful, she's kind, she's sweet, she gets uplifted on this high pedestal, where then when someone like us checks her at the door, we're the a-holes, the jerks, and losers, like the caller was saying.
Wow, 323-965. I see the phone lines are lighting up. True or false? Red flags we see in intimate relationships are really the internal curriculum needed to correct ourselves.
Wait, Steve, this is the doc. A question for you, and for
This is great.
and for James. Is there a way? This may just be too off the wall. Is there a way to be strong as a man without being angry?
Well, yeah, absolutely. The problem is that it's not about love for a man. It's about respect, and respect is earned. You're not going to get my respect or me hand it over to you like Halloween candy just because you look good, you have a pretty smile on Facebook. That's the problem. Everybody wants to shout out love and hand over their respect and put on this fake facade. All I'm saying is let's be honest and true and real about things. You don't have to be angry to be honest, and that's the problem that we have.
James,
Okay.
and
Here's
then
the thing. She said it. She just told on herself. Is you trying to get some loser to change? The thing is that women, they know these niggas ain't shit when they meet them. Okay,
Wow.
y'all see a dude walking down the street with an orange pelly jacket on, saggy jeans, and a tank top, and that's the nigga you choose to be your man.
Cutting open a Black and Mile.
The problem when the shit don't work out. They don't. So they're not. Here's the thing about the magnet. The magnet thing takes responsibility off the women, because the truth is, good dudes are coming at them too. If you got a big ass and a pretty face, good guys like that too. We're not. They coming at you just like the thug. You just don't see them. That's the problem. You want the Men are like this. We're dogs because you fuck us for being dogs.
Wow.
Okay, men become what you fuck. Here's an example.
Yeah.
Right now, there's a boy at Howard, a college freshman. Let's just name him Kevin. Kevin just got his fucking heart handed to him by a girl who he was nothing but nice to, because that's what mommy told him to do. Treat girls with respect, open doors, pull out chairs, and this bitch played him. Now, he's sitting in his dorm room, chilling with his homies, crying over a beer, and one of his boys go, dude, what did I tell you about being nice to them bitches?
Mm-hmm.
So then Kevin decides, I'm going to be a dog. And what happens, ladies? He gets more pussy than Bobby Brown in 1989.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
Okay, so being a dog is obviously working for him in the way that men judge relationships.
Yeah.
We judge relationships by pussy. So if we are getting pussy, we think everything is cool. So here's what I want to ask you, Ms. Brown. Let's say Kevin now has been doing this game for 6-7 years now, and the shit is working. How do you talk him into not being? How do you talk
monogamy
him
or
into being a
something
good
like that,
guy?
right?
Well, first of all, I wouldn't be talking to
Asking him
Kevin.
to tell his dick to take a pay cut.
All right.
So how do
Ooh.
you do that?
Well, first of all, I wouldn't be talking to Kevin, because the first place you lost me is when you said he listens to what his mama say. If he's in college, I wouldn't be dealing with him anyway if he still listened to his mama.
Okay, wait, back
The mama's
up. Oh my God.
I
mean, it still comes down to
Oh my Lord.
It still comes down to circumstances, doesn't it,
Back up.
of the relationship?
Okay, Jeff Brown has a
I
question.
got a question. My insides are on fire right now. Okay,
You didn't
so
answer my question.
no,
Hold
I
on.
got you.
Hey, James.
Hannah, have I ever left you hanging? Have I ever left you hanging?
I'm cool.
Question. You just said, to clear up what James said, he didn't say that the dude was listening to his mother.
Oh, okay.
He said that the dude did listen to his mother.
Right.
Now, I'm not going to accuse you of what a lot of women do, which is find a spot in the conversation to polarize on in order to make a point. What you're
Even.
That's what she did.
Yeah, but
what she did.
so basically, what you're telling me is that you have never, ever had sex with, went out with, dated, talked to, even on the phone, a dog ever.
No, I'm not saying I haven't.
No. But well, in order to not say you haven't and make what you said before valid, we'd have to be on Saturn, because here on Earth, those two don't go together.
But still,
Those two don't go together. You said you would never deal with Kevin because Kevin was listening to his mama.
All right.
I don't know a dude that
Okay.
don't listen to their mama.
All right, so this is what I'm
Mama
gonna
Not
raised
all
him
of them.
do. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do.
His mama raised him right, so he ain't shit.
Yeah, his mama raised him right, so he ain't shit.
Wow.
He wasn't shit.
No,
All
you
right.
said he was. You said he was ineligible.
No.
Yes, you
I
did.
I wouldn't
Yes,
do
you
that.
did, Brett. Yes, you
Okay.
did.
Hey, Jeff.
He's listening
Jeff,
to his mom. Yes. I
Candy
did.
Bar Brown. And
I'm done.
and the silverbacks on the phone. Wow.
My sweet penis is getting hot in here.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back and restart this whole thing. This show
right.
is called the Loser Magnet Show. And I'm going to tell you why I called it that. Because throughout time immemorial, whether it's the Buddha, whether it's some philosophical guy, some theoretical physicist, everybody knows that it is our thoughts that create our reality. And I'm going to tell you, if you, women, understood your power, you create the relationship paradigm.
Could recreate the universe.
And basically, all men are actors. All we do is conform our behavior to your idea.
Absolutely.
That's it. And what you don't realize is James is right. We're lying with our behavior because we're not as good as lying with our mouths. We're not as good as communicating a lie verbally.
If it wasn't for women, dudes would be walking around naked and funky, eating off the ground.
But let me just say, women, you're like relationship masons.
Yeah.
Right? You're architects of the relationship. All we do is sit and listen to the bullshit you believe in. And then we go, okay, because I can't out-talk her, right? Most of us can't.
Yeah, to a certain extent, yeah.
Right? Most of us can't.
Yeah, most of them.
And usually the ones who can are really macs and pimps.
Pimps.
Really slick with it. And that slickness only works on the dumb ilk of you. Right? On the broken ilk of you. So what happens is we'll say, okay, she's a Christian. Well, for a time I'll be going to church.
Yeah.
For a time.
For a time.
For a season.
I'm going to bide my time. I'm going to use my behavior as an investment towards what I want. This is why I say women are movie directors and writers. You guys just write terrible scripts. And all we do is conform to the script for a time being.
Read the sides, audition, and go and get the part.
That's it. So all I'm saying is,
And the panties are the part.
The panties are
that's
the part.
it. That's it. So all I'm saying is, what you're good at. This is why I always tell women with the I'm dating a potential and I'm dating a project. God damn it, you're a project. Every relationship is a project. And it is your job to fucking first understand what it is you need to work on before you try to work on your man and have expectations of him. Right? But most people I'm not even looking at myself. This is why I say there's this Richard Parker kind of syndrome. I don't want to go on a filibuster. I'm going to stop right now. We got callers. Who we got on the line? Line 1, speak to us.
JL.
JL, what's up?
What's up, man? Hey, I've been listening. I think this whole thing is fucking twisted because I was raised by a single parent, my mom.
Speak up, brother. We can't hear you.
Yeah.
I was raised by a single woman, my mom, and she kicked game.
Did she tell you
All I remember hearing growing up in the 70s, all her friends, niggas ain't shit, don't do this, da-da-da-da-da.
Mm-hmm.
All right? So now I took notes. My mom said, don't do this, don't do that. When you become, I better not see you doing it. Like, for instance, how the hell a nigga gonna roll into a club with not a penny in his pocket, step to a woman, and then kick game to her, and they don't even have enough money to buy her a glass of Coke? And she's sweating like a dog from dancing. You sit up there, yeah, da-da-da-da-da-da. But a nigga like me, well-educated, articulate, try to buy a woman a drink. She's with her girlfriends. I might buy the whole table a drink. You know what I get?
You messing the game up, player.
Why you buying me a drink? I ain't giving you my number. I didn't ask you for your damn number. I was just acknowledging how beautiful you are. You know, but why is it that all the time the broke thug niggas get the action, but the educated, articulate brothers get...
DT, thank you for the call. I appreciate that. DT, Linda Gross, answer that question.
There is one magnet. There is one male characteristic that is undeniable.
Confidence.
And that's confidence.
Most losers are confident.
Just like you cannot tell the magnet, once you have that magnet in your hand and it gets near the piece of metal, it snaps, it clicks.
Ain't no telling
it's
it
the
to go
same
back.
thing. You can't tell the magnet stop doing your job or stop magnetizing. Not going to work that way. It's biology. It's the earth. It's how.
But
it's
just
how
like
we are made.
But DT,
so
I'm gonna let you finish this point.
Those dogs have that element of confidence, and women need confidence like they need air.
But DT, I'm going to let you finish this point. I want you to add on to something here by allowing me to pose this. There is a such thing as the great equalizer. Back in the day, men didn't shoot each other. You know, I'm talking about in our hood, in the neighborhood, African American. We fought.
Yeah.
We fought with our hands.
That was the food chain.
The great equalizer came with gang violence, which is a bunch of soft guys ganging to, getting together under one dominant dude, and then having this protection from the entire crew, right? And then the equalizer came, which is the gun. To me, that's false confidence. You could see a punk with a gun, but because he has a gun, now his chest is bigger than the real dude that'll knock him out with his hands.
Right.
You hear the young kids today, I don't fight anymore. So I believe that there's a false confidence. The reason why I make that point, the false confidence in America is buttressed by money. The regular bum, the guy a girl wouldn't even look at twice, now has confidence because he's got money. What about that kind of confidence? And again, provisions lead in a capitalistic society. This is why I say a lot of women have a price. And if the dude that has enough resources, he don't even have to be the baddest, dopest guy.
Right.
He now has a false sense of confidence because of what he's accumulated.
Hence the term parking lot pimping.
I do agree with you. And it's because these young women, primarily the 20-something-year-old women, money is tangible. It's very obvious whether the person has money or doesn't have money. And that's because these young women are so stupid, they have no idea how else to evaluate a man. They don't know how to evaluate
Go
your
deeper.
character, your responsibility,
Go
your
deeper.
sense of purpose, your community. They don't have any idea.
Or any value.
No. So they're going to do the yardstick, which is where do you live? What's your car? How much, cash are you flashing? They're going to do the obvious things because it's just lowest common denominator.
Steve
right now.
Williams, I need you.
I know you need this is crazy. We are really truly missing the mark because y'all are not talking about men. You are talking about males who look more to women, act and behave more like women, who are raised by women, who don't have a man in their life to show them what manhood is about. So
But what about some women who do? But what about some
the woman is the
Steve.
producer or the writer? But as a man, I am the man. I am the king. And if you can't get on my bus, I'm done. There
Steve,
are no problems and no
Steve.
issues when you are a man.
Steve,
So
let me
you
ask
just
you this.
start getting on
Steve.
what men do and not
Steve,
what these soft
hello,
men do, because
Steve, I need you to listen. When I interrupt, I need you to listen.
That's
I don't
your
need you to
name.
keep going. I need you to listen.
Yeah.
All right? Every time I interrupt, goddammit, phone niggas, listen. Or I'm going to cut niggas off.
Who
I just-
are they? Wait a
I
minute.
just-
I'm cutting you off. Who are they?
Phone niggas. The niggas on the phone. Shut up, or I'm going to cut you off.
Phone niggas. That's a
Ain't
group
this a
of
bitch?
people. I'm writing
I'm
that
just-
down. That's hilarious. If them phone niggas call here again, phone niggas.
Right, because I want to set it up so we get deeper into it. I know what the brother is saying, and I respect what he's saying, but at the same time, we have to position it in such a way that we get more than just, okay, this is what we got to do. This is what I need to know, Steve.
yes.
When you say there aren't real men, first question is, who taught you? Who was your example, the real man for you? That's the first question. And then give me 3 points that represent real masculinity.
Because
That's what I
Steve
want.
did come from a single mom environment, and he burst out of that. So props to him.
Right. So
let's
I want to
his
hear from
answer.
Steve
Who
and
the
get
dude
that.
is.
Yes.
I had 3 males. Number 1, my father. Number 2, I had 2 other men that guided me on responsibility. And what I mean as a man, I mean responsible, okay? So to answer your question, I had 3 male figures in my life to show me how men behave. We don't hit women, we don't abuse women, we walk away, but we don't put up with disrespect. It all is about respect, not love, but respect. Treat women right, treat people the way you want to be treated, and if they do anything different than that, they're gone.
Got it.
No,
Got it.
That's the answer to your first question.
All right. Now give me the answer to the second question. Are you still following me? Let's go.
Yeah, now you say the 3 traits of masculinity.
Yes. Yes. Oh, well, let me get James Hanna's take on that too. James?
Basically, is treat a woman. I was raised to treat a woman with respect. Well, the difference between me and Steve is I had my father, but he wasn't shit. So I had to learn to do the opposite through him.
Right.
And because he was, he wasn't the best father on the planet. So I just basically did whenever I came in a situation, I think how he was thinking and do the opposite.
And do the opposite, which is still a learning kind of situation, actually.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Jeff Brown has a point too.
And Steve, it may sound like semantics because I really do agree with you, but one of the things I have stopped saying, and I hate to hear it, is the term, you're not a real man. I think that every male that makes it to the age of 18 without death is a real man.
Especially a black guy.
Yes. The problem is, what kind of man are you? You're a shitty man if there are certain things you're not doing. It ain't that you in the race, nigga. You just last. Okay? No, you in this fucking game. You are a man. And I am calling you to what being a man means. I'm calling you to that. You don't get a pass by saying, oh, he ain't no man. Yes, he is. You just fucking suck at it.
But there's a thing that we smell our own. That's the thing. We know other men. We can
I know
connect
alpha
with
males when
other
I see
men. When we meet other men, it's like we've known them from a long time
Right.
because of the behaviors they exhibit. I'm not saying these men are not men, but in our eyes, they are beneath us because of their behavior.
Absolutely.
I like that. Now let's take this over to the doc. Doc, I'm a fervent believer that we always seem to attract in a mate what we dislike most about ourselves. I believe that. I believe that losers are internally created. When it comes to women, I think losers are created when they get disappointed by the man they invested in. Now, from my experience, I believe.
With daddy.
Say again?
Starting with daddy.
Got it. That's a good point. What I believe is sometimes women will put themselves in a situation to where they put all of this belief into a guy, but they're not actually dating the guy. They're dating their idea of the guy. They're dating their concept. They're dating his potential. They're dating all of these other things other than him, right? And I think ultimately when that guy doesn't reach whatever benchmark she had in her mind before she even met him, he is now labeled a loser because she is after something through him. Now, Doc, tell me if I'm wrong. Do people actually do this? Do women do this? Or are both men and women guilty of doing this?
I think it's changing with the young generation. I think we're a little bit older than the young generation because in the older generation, a lot of times a woman would think, I get access to the world through him, and he maybe gets access to a home, maybe even to himself. And that was kind of the trade-off. And so it's kind of like a drug. So you want to control that man because he has access to the outside world that you can't get to. And I'm trying to think of what the equivalent is for women, because I think what really hits a lot of men hard is this: if you're not a winner, you're a loser. It's tough.
Right.
And I don't know if they think of what's the equivalent in women? You don't think of women as winners or losers.
Men don't call women losers.
No.
Yeah, what's the equivalent? I mean, you might say
Hoes.
the B word. Or
He said hoes.
we can go with hoes. Go deeper on that one because I've been looking.
A lot of people went deeper on hoes.
Hoes, yeah. That's a whole nother show.
Now, say more about that because this loser-winner thing, I think it just triggers a lot of men. And also, you accuse a man of being a loser, even men that are winners. Inside, a lot of men, we have kind of way down deep, we have a kind of a shaky confidence. We can be arrogant on the outside. And so you say that word, and it can shake something in us. And so then we what the lady and the loser doth protest too much. So you say the loser word, it's going to trigger a huge reaction. But go deeper about the whole word, and because I'm looking for the equivalent of what can make a woman feel as awful.
Can I give my definition?
As being called and thought of as a loser.
I have a pretty clear-cut definition for what a hoe is. Okay, a hoe, and male, and I'm gonna be psychic right now and read this. But, male hoe is redundant, so save that. A hoe is a woman who has slept with more than one person purposely in an immediate family. More than two people
In an immediate family.
like she know that's your cousin and sleep with him. She know, and she gonna screw him. That's hoish. 2, more than two people in a particular group. We're in a bowling team. You gonna screw the captain and the secretary. That's hoish.
Wait, let me ask you this question really quickly on the definition of hoish.
Yeah.
Is a woman a hoe who's had sex in the morning with one dude and sex in the evening with another guy?
You know what? I'm gonna have to put a timeline on it. That's great. That's a great idea.
I'm just asking.
I wasn't going that way. I was just going with sheer numbers over a given period of time and over different scenarios. But over a matter of hours, yes, I would. That's hoish. That is hoish. Yeah.
She can't even give her pussy a rest.
Yeah. Yeah. She can't even take it out the game. Even Kobe don't play 48 minutes every night.
Yeah. Can't even put the pussy on a bench for a minute.
Yeah. Give me some
There
Gatorade.
are smarter hoes nowadays, gentlemen. Y'all forgot the other one.
Okay.
There's the smart hoe that does not give the pussy up. She dangles it on like a carrot and stick and gets what she wants. Like, guys coming and fix a Christmas light.
Well, you know what I heard? You know what,
No,
Steve? That's a good point. Steve
That's
brings
not
a
a
good,
hoe.
but Steve brings
That
up a
ain't a
good
hoe.
point.
That's
I
not
had
a
a girl who defined it as I was doing a seminar in Arizona, and I heard this girl say this quote. She said, "I flirt to convert, but I never give it up. I just flirt to convert."
Yeah, that's called OPC syndrome.
What is that?
That's outside pussy chance syndrome. There are many men who suffer from that. Men who will paint your house, pay your bills, fix your car on the outside chance that they might get some pussy. But that's a dangerous game. When you start trading, that's what I'm going to teach my daughter. Your vagina, while very precious, is not special. I have never met a woman who didn't have one. Okay? They all have one. When you start trading with your cooter, that's how you get into a cooter Ponzi scheme. You wind up somebody being made off with your cooter.
Someone just made off with a cooter. Whoa.
No, for me, a hoe is any girl that fuck more dudes than she's had birthdays. That's my hoe. That's my hoe scale.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you fuck more dudes than your age, that's a hoe. That shit is inexcusable. You 30 and you to fuck 48 dudes. That's bad. That's
Why? I don't.
that's a 30.
That's not bad.
That's bad. 'Cause that
community
means
pussy.
okay,
That's
average girl
what that
start
is.
fucking what at 16. So that means you didn't had that many dicks and you ain't found a husband and all them dicks. That's a hoe.
Yeah, that's
That's
wow.
a hoe.
She is what she is,
You
though,
have blown
gentlemen.
more dicks than birthday candles. You need help.
I don't care who else that isn't funny to. More dicks than birthday candles?
Yeah, that's a hoe.
Hey, maybe you should have some penis-shaped birthday candles.
That squirt orange and yellow goo.
All right.
What do you call a guy who's
48 dicks.
That's what I was
raised
going to say.
wrong.
Is that the same for a guy?
No, it's not.
No, it's
Why
not.
not?
No, it's not. Why? Oh, that's easy.
But see,
that's
but
easy.
Jeff-
Oh, I gotta handle it.
Can I handle
Please,
that? Can I handle that one?
please. Can you do the wedding analogy?
Who said it's the same for a guy? Which one?
I said, is that the same for a guy?
No, and you said why
No,
not?
it's not.
I said, why not? Yeah, I'm asking you, why not?
Because pussy is earned, dick is not.
What?
What?
Okay, hold on.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. Amen.
I want him to go deeper into that. Please go deeper.
Ladies, when the last time you had to talk a dude out of his drawers?
It's true.
When the last time you had to get a nigga drunk to fuck him?
I don't know.
When the last time you had to buy dinner to fuck?
Wow.
Okay, we have to do all those things to fuck you. We have to do something, be something, spend something to fuck you. All you have to do is lay on your back.
Or call up.
Okay, so
When the last time you fucked the dude the day you met him and you went, damn, how did that happen?
so let me say this. Let me do this really quickly because we're gonna have to take a quick break. But you know what I find even in the animal kingdom, right?
Yes.
The dominant alpha male doesn't do a lot of prancing around and extraness.
No.
He just takes what's his and that's what it is.
You.
In the lion kingdom, they've done research. The lions with the biggest, darkest manes are the ones that are most sought after by the female pride.
In the bushes with
And he
them.
gets to have all that he wants. Intoi Dunela, he who hunts with fire, the hyena killer. He just comes
I love that
and
video.
takes the
Oh my
ass.
God, that
he
video's
just
dope.
that's what he
Which
does.
video is this?
And what I found, it's called I think it's called Mortal Enemies or something like that. It's the hyena.
Mortal enemies. It's the enemy. It's how lions and
the hyenas
are bitter enemies.
Right.
And there's this one male in the pride called Intoi Dunela, he who greets with fire.
He who hunts
and
with
this
fire,
motherfucker
yeah.
kills hyenas indiscriminately.
And mashes
He don't-
on all of the women and all of,
video.
but I think the same goes in regardless of species. I think it goes in the human species as
Absolutely.
well, because that nice guy. Let's use this. Let's use the nice guy analogy.
Kevin.
The blue jay. The blue jay female, she wants, the male blue jay to build her nest. And that's how she judges the male. Oh, this nest is shoddy. Get out of here. Next blue jay, come in and build me a nest.
Can I start from his nest?
But
or
you
do I
know,
have to-
you know what's happening? On the side, there's the real alpha blue jay who lets the good guy blue jay build the nest. And then she's discriminating. Oh, not you. And then the side blue jay mashes.
Just rolls up.
Just rolls up.
I'm finna tear your blue jay ass up in this brand new nest.
Right. And what happens is when she has a clutch of eggs, they're mixed. Some are the alpha dude who built nothing. And some are the good guy who put all this sweat equity in, and she never really gave a fuck.
Mr. Home Depot.
This is what happens in real relationships. I know a woman who's married for 20 years because he's a good guy, but she can't fuck him. She can't stand him. She fucks strippers and all types of other dudes.
Except him.
But my point is, listen.
She's got her nest taken care of.
Let me say this though. But no, this is my point. I believe that women have more power than we lead, than what is presented. I just think it's a misguided kind of power, right? When a woman learns the way men learn, if you want a real Renaissance women now have to be the onus of responsibility, personal responsibility have to be put around their neck.
Amen.
If we continue to allow them to say, well, I get to do this because I'm this, and they know how to play the weaker sex role really well, but at the same time demand a traditional man. I keep telling women, if you're going to be a Renaissance woman, you can't survive with a traditional man because he's not going to take your lip. He's not going to take any of that shit. He's not going to take any domineering behavior.
Where I'm from, we call that backsass.
What's that?
Backsass. I say something and then there's a reverberation or echo that can be identified as her goddamn voice. I said what I said. We supposed to be doing it. I don't need no, wait a minute, you said it. I don't want to hear that shit.
Tell him, Paul. Tell him.
Shut your pie hole, woman, and get in the truck.
So when we come back, we want to take callers. 323-965-1600. We want to talk about the good guy. Why does the good guy always finish last? And what can he do to compete with the real man? The man she really wants. 323-965-1600. We'll be back at 2.2. Holla! Ladies and gentlemen, Zo What Mornings back in the building. 323-965-1600. That is the number to dial. 323-965-1600. Callers, we want to get to you. But I have a question for the entire panel really quickly. I just asked DT and CandyBarBrown, and I'm going to ask the brothers too that are on the line. Do women in general, you know, we know there are exceptions to the rule, but do women in general just tire and get bored with good guys really easily? And if so, why? DT.
I think there's chemical reactions that go through the body.
Mm-hmm.
And after a certain point of time, if something bores you, whether it's a book or a movie or a guy, it bores you.
Familiarity breeds contempt.
So it's not releasing those feel-good enzymes and chemicals, and you just want to yawn and move on. You're done. Kick him out of the house. Yeah, you spent 2 hours putting up those Christmas lights, but you're done. You're on to the next thing already.
Wow. CandyBarBrown?
I agree totally. It's boring. Yeah. I mean, you're not excited. He's not turning you on in any kind of way, regardless of whether you put the Christmas lights up or not. It's still boring.
Yeah.
What happened in your last loser relationship, CandyBarBrown? Talk to me.
I'm actually not in a loser relationship.
But you've had.
Have you ever
come
had
on,
one?
You've
no,
had
no,
them.
you got to paint her in a corner. Have you ever dated? I got a lot of paint. Have you ever dated a guy that you wish you hadn't?
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about him.
He was an asshole.
Okay, let's go.
But what was your
Go
contribution to it, and why were you attracted to an asshole?
Well, he did have some good points. He did put up the Christmas lights. He did do things I needed him to do, fixing my car and things around the house, and a very good man working. But
So a janitor makes a good man to you.
if he's comfortable with doing that, that's fine. You know, if he's excited with what he's doing, if he's happy with what he's doing, I'm happy.
What about his masculinity did you like? His nature, his male nature. Is that what kept you?
Because he took initiative without me having to say a lot. But
It sounds good so far.
He was probably
but like
caring.
she said, on those other aspects, he was boring. And that chemical wasn't being released.
Wait a minute.
Was he dumb?
Whoa, back up. Whoa. Okay. You're mixing guys right now. You're giving me the boring guy and the asshole, and you're telling me that you were dating a boring asshole.
He's a boring
Okay, that's
asshole.
not the guy we're talking about. Let's go to another guy. Have you ever Have you ever dated a fantastically attractive, sexually dynamic prick?
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about him.
And how hard was it for you to get over him?
There
Let's
you
go
go.
there.
There we go. Now we get
Still
somewhere.
think about him from time to time.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, I do. Honestly, I do. It made it easier because of
Distance.
distance. Yes, that had a lot to do with it.
He ain't
but,
around.
Geography.
Yeah, the chemical was running there though. But hey.
Even. So you will settle even in danger. That speaks to something. No. That speaks
It's a drug.
It's
It is a
exciting.
drug.
Yes, it's exciting. And, it's a turn on, and you want that feeling to continuously. be
James
there.
Hanna, go ahead.
Okay, here's my problem. Why
is
is it the
hyped.
dude's fault, the nice guy's fault, that you motherfuckers find him boring is what bothers me. Like,
Well, why is it-
get
I
some
didn't
more
really say it
excitement
was
from
his
somewhere
fault.
else? Why is a dude who want to treat you like a queen, do everything for you, is boring? Okay, yeah, he's going to be boring because you know he's not going to hit you. You know where he is. Okay, that's predictable. That's what being a good man is. It's your fucking fault for looking for excitement in that, or not finding excitement in that. This is the thing about women. Y'all don't want a good dude until you are faced with your mortality. That's the problem. You don't want a good man until a good man becomes unattainable. When you're young, between the ages of 18 and 29, when your titties are still defying gravity and the pussy is still tight, you want the bad guy. But then what happens is somewhere around 37, 38 years old, you walk into the club and realize you ain't the hottest chick in the room no more.
Then Shabba-Doo becomes attractive.
And then you want this dude to come in. You want this good dude to come in.
Is that
and
Jimmy
take
Walker?
care of these 2 bastard-ass kids you done had by this no-good motherfucker. You want is 40 pounds fatter, and now you want this dude to come in and clean up the loser's mess. And here's the fucked up part about that situation is you want the good dude to treat that 190,000-mile pussy like it's new. You're not even honest. You're not even honest about it.
That's a good point. Let me go to
You're
Steve.
not even honest about
Let me go to Steve now, James.
James.
All right, James. Save some for Steve.
Steve. Okay, James, man, after 30, you kind of depreciate like a car. But anyway.
Yeah, you do.
The thing is real quick, is that the biggest, you got to think, other than the Bible, what are the biggest selling books in the world? Think about that.
Relationship books, I think.
And it's romance books.
Yeah.
And what do little girls read? It's about that boring woman who's living that boring life. Then that guy either rides in, flies in, or walks into town. They have a big argument. They don't get along, but always end up in each other's arms at the end, making passionate love. So it's a foundation that's set at a young age for not all women, but a lot of them. And
Enough
that's
of them.
The thing that they want. They want the security, but they want the amusement park also.
Wow.
Some of the most exciting kind of sex that people have is makeup sex. After you think you've killed each other, after you think everything is all over, and I think what happens is when you go scorched earth in an argument, there's all this buildup of tension and resentment, and then when you have one of those arguments and you're both standing, and hopefully you haven't assaulted either person physically, then what happens is this incredible attraction towards each other because you got all that stuff that's been building up off your chest. And I think sometimes nice guys, it just doesn't build up like that. And so what happens is part of the boredom is I think you need sometimes the chance to vent, to get angry, to get upset, and then after you get past that, if the relationship's still there, it can be really sort of exciting. But something is just that's boring.
And you know what? I'm gonna go, and that's a good point. Hold on, James. It's not the nice guy's fault. But let me say this: I think the nice guy, or what is defined or labeled as the nice guy, is really the guy that does everything she says. More like a yes man.
There's nothing.
That's what I believe, in my opinion.
One of the differences
That's the most boring.
maybe what we're talking about is that a nice guy asks, a not so nice guy takes. And
No.
Well, let me finish. And I don't mean take like. There is something sexy about someone who takes charge. I'm not saying someone who tries to control you. But boy, when someone takes charge of a situation, that's appealing to men and women.
Right.
Because you look up at that, wow, this person just takes charge. So I'm not saying you take control and you bully people.
And very easy to fall into a submission
but I think this idea about the nice guy, sometimes the nice guy who asks, "Can we have sex tonight?" It's such a turnoff.
Excuse me.
There's no
Very
direction.
much so.
Right. So let's go to the callers. We have callers on the line. Caller, you're on. So what? Let's talk.
Yes, this is Lance Howard.
What's up, Lance?
Yeah, I'm chilling, man. I'm talking from personal experience. James, you on fire over there. But what I've noticed is women love balance and especially excitement. And a lot of time, the good guy forgets that because he got soft on her. But what I realized, as soon as I had booty calls start coming over and I started choking, as soon as she came through the door, she fell in love with me.
Wow.
And I think a lot of times these women aren't taught what to respect at a young age as the men are also.
What do you mean? Go deeper into that.
Like right now, as a kid when I was younger, they're like, Lance, don't treat that girl like that. But at the same time, you see the girls that will come up in my neighborhood, they aren't taught, hey, don't run up in that man's face. You better cook some dinner for him, treat him with respect. It's more emphasis put on the man's point of view on how we would treat the woman than the woman. They think it's automatically innate in them.
Interesting point. Thanks for the call. We appreciate it. Who else we got on the line? You're on the Zo What Show. Talk to me right now. That's it? All right. Besides James and Steve. Steve, what do you think about what the brother just said, man?
Well, I see what he's saying, but just keep it moving. Ask me afterwards. It bothers me when
get it off.
When guys sit here and say these things that, like I said before, I'm gonna be quiet. Too long. I'm gonna shut up. Just keep it moving, man.
Okay, well, I'm gonna ask this question: is the main reason for why women attract losers is because they seek a bad man who will be good to them? In other words, they may know, like, this dude is beyond my control. I can't handle this dude, but he's my dude, and I enjoy what he does or who he is.
This vagina is magic.
But as long as it doesn't turn on me.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I think sometimes women get off on the challenge of it. It's like he's a fixer-upper, so I'm going to make him into a pretty nice house, you know? So they you know, because it's the opposite of boring. I think women's brains are are more imagination-based. They're fantasy-based and imagination-based.
Well, that's what Steve is saying. Your problem is
right,
damn fantasy you done put in play.
And men's brains are reality-based.
Right.
So if we can change you and make you a bigger, badder version of you, woohoo! Because it's the challenge of it.
You don't want them anymore after you change them because you don't want what you want.
Right.
That's the
Woo!
Okay.
You bad boys are not bad. Everyone thinks that bad boys are mean. Bad boys are nice people. They just know how to say no. That's what makes them bad.
Let me give you something real. That's a great point. Let me give you something to build on that, Steve. I was once told by my girl, a few years ago, by my girl, who said her mother told her, he's too ornery. He's uncontrollable. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And in one of the conversations, what slipped out, and it was in jest, but there's always truth in jest.
Yeah.
And I took it that way, like, there's some truth here. They were making jokes, and it was a family event or whatever, and she was like, oh, no, where he's being trained. And I'm the type,
Ooh, how did that go, so? Oh, man, I'd have paid money to see this shit.
Yeah.
And you people who know me for real.
Wow.
So that was call for the in the bedroom talk. Hey, you better stop playing. I don't know what games you telling them, but please don't fit me into any box because I will disappoint. Now, you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So out of respect, because I'm this kind of dude, I am the lion with the dark mane, but I have blonde highlights. So what that means is I will pull you to the side and say, you getting close to the guardrails.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Understand
your
that.
tires is crying.
I'm that guy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm always in a situation where I'm trying to learn because I don't know everything. Right. And I'm not going to sit here and say I've mastered the information that Steve Williams is speaking of, or, I'm still a novice in this. So part of me, I recognize things like when I look at women, now I look differently because of the relationship troubles that I've gone through. It's almost like I'm looking at their neurosis. I'm looking at how they think. Like, whoa, you lead with this hurt, or you lead with this, this bullshit, and that's not really you, but now I can see it. At first, I couldn't see it. Right. You understand what I'm saying? So, you can talk that real shit to my father, but don't talk that. Don't speak negatively about Obama in front of my mother. Or my aunts, because they're advocates. And it's like, before I said, okay, I'll respect that. But now I see that as, you're infringing on what I stand for. Do you understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I had to learn that by going through that. You understand what I'm saying? Steve, you want to add to that?
Well, I didn't mean to apologize. Yeah, you know what the problem was? The mom is teaching the daughter what her father did to get her in the bed and have her face and a pillow on her ass in the air. Wow. So she was threatened by you because she went back in time to that alpha male that put her in her place that she spread her legs for. And then she met you, she's like, oh my God, I can't have Zoe being this way, because if Zoe continues this way, my daughter's going to give it up. So I've got to try to change the game.
That's interesting. 323-965-1600. We have a caller on the line. Caller.
Hey, how you guys doing? This is
What's
Steve
happening?
out of LA.
What's happening, man? Talk to me.
Hey, it's really interesting that in today's world, I think the majority of young men and women, the girls are raised to be hoes and the dudes are raised to be tricks. And because the culture...
Give me an example of that, please.
Pardon me?
Give me an example of how the girls are raised to be hoes and the dudes are raised to be tricks. I need an example.
Well, we look at all the quote-unquote ratchet behavior that young women, that they demonstrate. And we look at the behavior, the guy sagging their pants and it looks like a dirty diaper, and how they're kind of like chasing or trotting after the ratchet women. And the culture being so toxic, it's not a surprise that we're creating this loser quote unquote environment.
Thank you for the call. I appreciate it. I was a little dumbfounded and confused. Doctor, I'm going
yeah, he never got to the exam. He danced all around the shit he said.
I'm confused by what's the point we're trying to get at with the show? Because
the point I'm trying to get at, and for this whole thing, is I believe personally, that we can never get outside of the concept that whatever we don't know about regarding ourselves will manifest itself in the relationship, as well as the things we think are good. Like, if you don't, there's something called confirmation bias, right? And you know what that is? It's
you look for things on the outside to confirm that what you believe is correct,
true,
whether or not it is.
And then you continue to only look for those things that confirm your beliefs. This is why I say people are creators of the mess they so hate. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is why I say men don't call women losers. So women are creators of losers, right? Because they haven't been cultured or socialized to be personally responsible for the mess that they create. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? And I want to put women in the catbird seat, because a lot of women get upset and goes, "Oh, you're going in on women." I'm not going in on women. I'm trying to empower you to be responsible, to look at your belief system, which can be truncated down to just 2 letters, BS, and recognize and take responsibility that your belief system created the loser. You're the loser magnet. And all you have to do is be objective and honest and say, you know what? My mother had a terrible series of relationships that I grew up watching. I wonder if that information is the operating system for my relationship beliefs. Or my dad had a terrible series of relationships, and if I were able to watch that, I wonder if that is the operating system for my relationship beliefs. And if we have some level of objectivity, that's the point of the show, the loser magnet. How can we look at ourselves objectively and then begin to rewrite those dysfunctional software?
Do you think any of this is going on with the loser magnet, that when you find a loser, if you can turn them into a winner, that's terrific. And if they stay a loser, well, nobody could help them. Whereas if you're with a winner, then you can turn out to be the lemon. So if you go after a winner, then
that's what I'm looking for.
In fact, there's a story I think I shared before about this woman I know who at 47 hadn't been married, and she saw a therapist, not me, and the therapist said, "Hey, a lot of people aren't happily married. It's okay to be alone. Don't feel like you're something wrong with you." And she got really ticked off, so she made a list of all the things that she would be attracted to in a guy that she'd want to spend her life with. And it's not rocket science. Someone who's passionate, someone who's strong, someone who can listen, not just talk, and has a good sense of humor. But what was brilliant about what she did is she said, "Okay, I know what I'm looking for," but she made a list of what that guy would want in a mate, because she wouldn't want to be the lemon in the relationship. So she made a list of all these things that she knew annoyed other people, even annoyed her, but she never had a reason to fix them. And one by one, she started fixing these things that she'd had for decades, and she became more attractive. And as she became more attractive, she found that guy. They've been very happily married for 10 years. But, I wonder if part of the appeal of going after a loser is, nobody could have done anything with them, so there's nothing wrong. But, boy, if I turn them into a winner, ain't I great? But if I go after a winner and everyone says that person's a winner, then, oh, my God.
What am I?
What am I? If I lose them, then what does that mean about me? So do you think any of that's
and I
true?
think, damn, Doc, that is so... This goes back to my point again. You talked about this before. Women, the two dominant hormones there, estrogen and oxytocin, yes? Building and bonding. Women, you're a fucking architect. If you don't know how to build your relationship, right? You're an architect. If you come into the relationship using the tools of respect and appreciation, you can build whatever is in your man's mind. You can build it through your support. But because you came from a wounded mama, you have a wounded philosophy. Do we understand this? 58% of communication in a relationship is nonverbal. So whether your mother is talking to you personally about her wounds, about her hurts, she's still living it in your presence, and you're learning and growing and adapting it to your philosophy. This is how you become a loser magnet, if that makes any sense.
Well, to piggyback on that software thing, and this is not just a woman thing, this is what I've had to notice personally, is that anything that you don't like about your childhood, your past, anything that you don't like, if you don't make active choices, conscious choices to change that, that is your subconscious roadmap. Mm-hmm. And you will subconsciously repeat what it is. That's it. You can't put it on autopilot. Anything you put on autopilot from the past that's negative is going to happen again.
Something that goes along with that. Sometimes when people keep getting into these bad relationships, what I recommend to them is if you go to a place, a club where you might meet someone, notice the people you notice, then close your eyes for 30 seconds. Don't look like you're having a stroke. People called 911 on you. But then open your eyes and look at all the people you didn't notice. And in that group of people you didn't notice might actually be someone you could have a healthy relationship with, because it's just like Jeff is saying, is if you go there, you are attracted to something that is going to just keep repeating the past. And a lot of times our antenna are too accurate. And so if you had a parent who didn't love you unconditionally, you're going to be attracted to someone who's kind of conditional, and you hope this time it's going to turn out different, but it turns out exactly the same.
Wow, that's a good point. CandyBarBrown, you want to wrap it?
I totally agree. I mean, it's just it still comes down to expectations in the relationship, and you knowing what you want and what you're going to take, what you're going to deal with. I'm sorry?
And no, I was going to say the next on the line is, first, before I go to that caller, I'm reading your book about getting out of your own way. Mm-hmm. Dr. Mark Goulston, you guys should check it out. Getting Out of Your Own Way. It's a great book, Dr. Mark Goulston. And one of the quotes in there is, "A man never discloses his character so clearly as when he describes another's." And that's John Paul Richter, right? Mm-hmm. When you describe what's wrong with somebody else, you're really describing yourself. And that's the whole purpose and point and tone of this show. Mm-hmm. I believe that when we start to look at ourselves and go in and start breaking down where we came from, like for instance, if you're 25 years old, what are your relationship beliefs, and are they the same as they were when you were 16? Mm-hmm. Right? What has changed? And if something has changed, has it changed for the better? Or has it degraded some because of some experience you've gone through? There has to be constant self-observation and self-acknowledgement. Wow, it was these particular line of thought or this particular train of thought that created this type of experiment or experience. I don't exonerate the person who did whatever they did to me, but whatever my thought process was allowed this environment to be in order for that to happen. My great grandmother used to say, you'd never be in an accident if you weren't there. Right? Yeah. So with saying that, that's saying the thought process created the there.
Yes.
Do you understand? We got callers. The phone lines are on.
My
crazy.
daddy said something.
Who's next? What's happening?
Peace and blessings. This is Jay Scholar calling from
Yo!
South Carolina.
What up, Jake?
Hey, nothing much, man. What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing today?
All right.
Yeah, I've been listening. I came in late, but I heard 3 different topics. First, y'all talking about hoes, and y'all talking about good guys, and now you kind of talking about how your parents' relationships and then your own relationships and constant evaluation. Zoe, just tell me which one you want me to tackle.
I want you to tackle the one you called to tackle. Go.
Man. Okay, well, while I'm, this Gemini here is just currently self-evaluating myself all the time, and I just recently got to the point, and I had to quote the doc today on today this morning, and I got 35 likes on it. It said, I've accepted the fact that I cannot help everybody. And I also learned that figuring out somebody is not the same as understanding them. I lead that off to say, I'm always trying to revamp myself and figure stuff out and analyze it and figure it out. That's me. Because I figured out my mom and why, what happened with my mom and what happened with my dad that led me to be me, okay? Now, I have a best friend that's also going through a lot of things, and me and him fell out, and I thought it was me, but it turned out that it's him because he hasn't evolved yet. He's still thinking like we thought when we were kids. And the brother has everything he wants, everything he could possibly want, but he still ain't happy. Wow. And it's just like you said, it's a direct correlation to the pain that he holds on from the past with his mom and dad splitting up, all of this stuff, all of the drama, and he's holding it. And he won't let it go. And it's keeping him from growing, and it's killing our relationship because I'm trying my best to help him, but he's an Aries and he won't listen.
So he's a lighthouse for losers. The beacon light is on. I appreciate the call, man. We got to move. Thanks, Jay. We have a female on the line. Female, speak to Steve and James, and let's go.
Huh?
You're on. Talk to us.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, how y'all doing? This is Nikia from Baltimore.
Nikia from Baltimore.
Oh, hey,
Talk to
Nikia
us.
from Baltimore.
Oh, cut it out.
Exactly.
I was actually calling just to make a point. I think I wanted to go back to the thing with the guy, Kevin. And I think the problem is sometimes with us in dealing with each other, we have to recognize that as much pain as we endure is as much pain as we cause.
Ooh.
And the guy made a comment about the guy, Kevin. Oh, the girl handed him his heart. And his friend looked at him and said, now, I told you how to handle these bitches. Not to be nice to these bitches. So then, in turn, Kevin became a dog. So what Kevin turned around and did is basically handed out the same hurt that was brought to him.
True.
But what I find with a lot of men is that they have a problem getting past that one relationship.
Okay, stay on the line. I want this, Nikia. Yes, because I was.
That wasn't the message. That wasn't the message. The message was, is Kevin is getting pussy. Kevin knows he's a dog. Okay, that's not. If Kevin could get pussy being a nice guy, he would get pussy being a nice guy. He can't get pussy being a nice guy. He gets pussy being a dog. So how do you tell him to tell his dick to take a pay cut was the question.
No, you know what? But hold on, Nikia.
Was he just looking for pussy, or was he in a relationship because he cared about somebody?
Nikia.
What do you think guys want?
Hold on, guys. We all can't talk at the same time.
It's the Zoe Show, damn it. Look at the logo.
It's them phone niggas again.
There go the phone niggas. Is any of y'all name on the fucking sign? I be goddamn. James, you over there setting bowling pins in the background. What the hell was that? You get some goddamn silence.
But you know what? No. But you know what?
Addressing me.
But you know what?
Okay.
No, but you know what? This is good shit. No, this is good shit because at the end of the day, we have a female who wants to interact with the two brothers on the phone, and I want to make it happen. But what I don't want is for you guys to be talking over each other, and then when we try to take it in a different direction, you guys are resistant to that. So I'm just going to say it again. She brings up a good point, but I think she missed the overall point that James and Steve have already outlined. If, Nikkei, and I'm posing this back to you so you can address them, if he's winning by being an ass, because ultimately it's about nut release for men.
That's it.
Let's just be honest.
Yes.
There's only so much room in there.
The one thing the rich men and the poor men share is an orgasm. And if by being an asshole, a jerk, gets you more opportunities to bust off, he's winning. So there's nothing bitter in him if he's getting that. That's what these men are saying, and that's what we're asking you to address.
Ooh.
So basically you're saying the whole goal of this male or males period is to get pussy.
Yeah.
For the most part, yes.
What part of that shocks you? Is this the first time you've heard that?
No, it's not the first. It's not the first time I've heard it.
Okay.
And
the first
it's
time
not
that I
a
heard
bad
it.
thing.
But
No, it's not.
what I'm trying to understand is from the concept of if that's all that a man wants, then why does he care about the quality of a woman?
I'll tell you why. Can I answer that? Can I take that?
Yes.
Can I take that one?
Hold on. I got it. Because who said anything about the quality of women in that scenario?
Ooh, I gotta get an alley-oop, man.
I love it.
Go ahead,
Steve
Jeff.
and James, you guys can run right now. She
Yeah.
posed her question.
Here's the thing. The problem is that what you think men want is not what men want. I could put on a billboard sign on every corner that men want to sleep with you, and you're going to just bypass that regardless. Men want sex. They do everything because they want to get between your legs, not hold your hand and skip in the wheat fields and push you on the swing.
We do all
and
that
other
shit
stuff
to
that you
get
see
sex.
on TV. Let's be real about
And
it.
see, that's how women wind up with losers, and that's what y'all don't
No.
understand. This game is on the table. This is what I want from you, and I'm looking at him and say, okay, so this how we gonna roll? That's what you gonna get. That's how we roll. Because he's confident. He's confident, unlike the good guy, to look in my face and say, "Shorty, I feel you. This is what I want from you. You rolling with it?" And I say, "Well, hey, you honest with me? I know that you're not gonna run game on me, so I'm rolling with you." The other good guys been saying they hand me all type of game.
Nikkei.
Okay.
Hold on, James, just a second.
Go ahead.
Nikkei, I have very, very bad news for you. Every man you ever seen or met or known of,
Including the nice guy.
including the nice guy, your daddy, the best dude you ever known, did not come up to you wondering about your heart. Okay?
I know that. That's what I'm
So
saying.
no, that's not what you're saying. What you're saying, you're trying to make a delineation between. Nikkei, my turn. You're trying to make a delineation between a nice guy and an asshole over wanting to screw in the first place or not. Every dude. I have my wife. I'm almost finished, Nikkei. I'm almost done. My wife, wow, she restored my faith in black women, in women in general. And when I walked up on her, I was thinking, I'm going to tear this ass up. I was not thinking about marrying her. I got to know her through the fact that I was sexually attracted to her. If she looked like James Hanna, she wouldn't be my wife. And James Hanna is one of my best friends. Okay? I'm sorry. I don't know where you...
Nikkei, let me do this. Nikkei, I just want to thank you for the call. I appreciate it. Let's bring it back down. Dr. Mark Goulston, can you bring some calm? And we have another caller,
I don't know if this is calm, but I remember a show I was on, and someone brought up this point. Did you know that men think about sex more often than women think about their children or how they look? And I remember the other person said, I didn't think women thought about their children or how they look that often.
Wow.
That's hilarious.
Now, I'm going to say this to all the women listeners out there, because it's our drive. I've got a 16-year-old, and I'm trying to beat the pussy off him.
He needs a taser.
A 37-year-old woman wrote something on his picture on Facebook.
Pussy parachuting out the sky.
Just coming from... So let me say this to you women. We don't value it the same way you do.
No. we don't.
In terms, you value it like my pussy is great. We value it as the next pussy. Just, you're the current pussy on the plate.
Yes.
It's like, you understand what I'm saying? It's like sitting down at a nice Jamaican restaurant. We're going, damn, oxtails and plantains and, ooh, once we eat that plate, we're off to the next restaurant.
Next plate.
So we're not, when I see women with arrogance associated to
their
her vagina, it's like, don't you know there's more vagina on earth than there's water?
Yeah.
And we're going to keep looking for it.
Yeah.
We're going to keep, even when we have you. We have to, and what the doc mentions all the time that men don't do that devalues our masculinity is we don't tell the truth. We are not honest. If we're honest, we'll say, listen, I know you're putting everything and everybody off for me according to what you've said, and but I'm not. Until we get to a certain level, you know, monogamy and all of that stuff is way off in the distance.
I'll wait on you.
I still have as one of, I don't want to put him out there, as one of my best friends says, he's a famous dude, a hotation. Hoes that are in rotation. Do you understand?
I know exactly who that is.
Right. Or a roster, you know?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, most men have them.
I call it a squad of 4.
And I'm going to say, if you found a dude, listen to this, if you found a dude that's put it all in you, he might, there's a couple of reasons for him doing that, but he might see something in you that you yourself may not see. So you might want to find out what he sees to pack it all in for you, right? You might want to understand what it is he's gravitated to. And a lot of times, this is where my Richard Parker metaphor comes from. A lot of times people are using these relationships just to fill some empty hole, or the person who's looking at you is seeing his reflection coming back to them and they're not seeing the real person as they are. You don't know you're dating a wild animal that could hurt you.
I have a question for the women here, and all about this chemistry thing. What if you meet a guy, and clearly there's a certain attraction there, and he's just honest, and he says, I can't think about anything except how soon we're going to have sex. I mean, what would be your reaction if they want to be totally honest, because that's what they're thinking about? They're trying to keep it aside because they're taught to be respectful. They don't say it in a rude way. They're just being honest. They say, I got to tell you, I'm attracted to you. You're attracted to me. I can't think of anything else except how soon we're going to have sex. What do you think the reaction would be?
There are some guys who can pull that off. I'm going to say it's less than 4%.
It's the confidence, though.
It's the confidence thing. But there are some who are that bluntly honest, and you're jumping in bed right then.
But that's what it is.
Because
and I think
there is
women
such
know
an
it.
I've done that.
attraction there, and you just got to go for it.
So what if we say
So
that if that's on the mind of most men,
Yeah.
and anything other than that, they're being dishonest? How do you?
They're
But
gonna
no,
get-
but Doc, this is
game.
what you say. This is what you say
they're
right
gonna-
here.
They're
For
going to get
me,
rejected.
for women have to now start calling themselves on this. If a dude has on his peacock feathers doing the I want to fuck you dance, and you're being entertained by the court jester, and you know spiritually he ain't shit, but you like the performance and you proceed, you're responsible for magnetizing the loser.
Absolutely.
That's the
Can I
bottom
say
fucking
something?
line.
So,
Go ahead,
can I
James.
get in there?
Yes.
Checkmate.
Go ahead.
Here's the game. Here's what happens to women. Women go to the club. They see a dude named Day Day. Day Day is thugged out. He got the Timberlands on, the saggy jeans. He popping bottles with his homies, and he is not hiding who he is. What happens with women is they get Day Day a play. They get Day Day their number. They girl go, you know that nigga ain't shit. Girl, I know he ain't shit, but I'm just gonna play with him for a little while. What happens? They play with him for a little while, and Day Day got the donkey dick. And the next thing you know, Day got your toes curling, your legs shaking like a newborn giraffe, and the next thing you know, you're sprung.
He done unfolded that jump rope in his pants.
You're sprung. And now you keep fucking Day, and you find yourself doing shit, girlfriend shit, for a dude you was only supposed to play with.
Wow.
You getting this nigga job applications, you reintroducing him to his daddy, and the next thing you know, you pregnant.
Wow.
Now the pregnancy, the baby is coming, and now shit done got real. So now you need Day-Day to be a fucking man, and the problem is Day-Day never showed you he was a man in the first place.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Shit that
now
got
you
real with a
stuck-
fake dude.
Now you stuck with a bastard kid who now he got a daddy that call him little nigga, and now all of a sudden it's our fault. Men ain't shit.
Well,
Part of the game is this, ladies. I need y'all to understand something about pussy, because y'all don't understand pussy. That's the fucking problem right there. You got the greatest weapon since Green Lantern's ring, and you don't understand what you're dealing with. And that's why the game is fucked up. You don't even. A woman with a vagina is like a 5-year-old with his daddy's 44 Magnum. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. Okay?
Wow.
Yeah, but they don't understand one thing, big dog. The way you treat a woman, the way a man is outside the bedroom, the same way he's going to be perceived in the bedroom. So if you're soft-spoken and you're not honest about your intentions, you're not. You're going to be that 5-minute guy. And that guy that tells a woman being honest with her. A woman can't accept the fact that the more honest you are, and guys don't understand this either, the more honest you are with a woman, the more ass you're going to get.
Guys from Chicago understand that.
Wait. Everybody can't talk at one time. Everybody can't talk at one time. Hold on one second. Steve just said something that's very, very powerful here. Truth. Coming from masculine energy to feminine energy weeds out weak women.
Yes.
There are some women who don't want the truth and can't handle the truth and will be intimidated by the truth, and that will be your kind of
divining rod.
Your divining rod for saying, I don't want to deal with her. Because she'll be the one that tries to destroy you if you don't live up to her ideas and her beliefs. If you tell her the truth, I can't listen. I'm not monogamous. All right. I don't like Jesus. I'm not going to be cuddling. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not interested in any of the things you like.
We're never going to talk about Oprah together.
We're not going to do these things, right? If you're just honest, what I found, and because I ain't never always been honest, my honesty has been splotchy. There have been. I'm gonna be honest.
My honesty has been splotchy.
There have been moments where I've been just butt-ass naked honest. And what I've recognized is some women will be like, I'm intimidated. I don't have a box to put you in. I don't know how to categorize or characterize what it is you are.
Yeah.
But whatever it is, I'm turned the fuck on.
That honesty.
And I want that. And that's when the subtle plan comes into play. I'm about to contain this wild tiger.
I don't know how.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
It's the challenge thing
Exactly.
again.
Right. But I'm going to try to do this.
I'm going to get the horse and then buy the barn.
Now,
Right.
the other point that I have before I go to my Music Man caller, I see you. The other point I have, there's a test out there called the T-shirt test. And this is why women get in trouble. I keep telling women, stop dating your fucking ideas. It's your idea. You created them shits by yourself. You didn't create them in relationship. You created them before you were in relationship. And then you tried to find a man to fit the template. Most of your template comes from society. Some of it comes from your moms and your dad and the dysfunction that you were raised in. But this is where you get into trouble. The T-shirt test, right? They've done it. The research is done. They get the T-shirts. They have men sleep in them for a week. They take the T-shirts off and put them in a plastic bag. They have women smell the fucking T-shirts. And based off of the pheromones and the hormones that are in the goddamn T-shirts, that's what the women pick. When they're ovulating, they'll pick this shirt right here. That means that's the dude that'll give you a baby. It's about mating and building and family building. But in our interaction, it's ideological mating. You're not actually mating with a real person. So guess what? You spend your life Finding the dude that fits your idea. Oh, we're not equally yoked, or we have to be on the same page. All of the little bullshit concepts women believe in. All men are doing is acting the concepts out so we can get the pussy.
Let me try this yoke on.
Right. That's all we're doing. So all I'm saying is, if you want a real man, you're going to have to use more than the ideas and beliefs that you've created in order to evaluate if he's good or not.
Can I say
That's
something
what
real
I'm
quick,
saying
though?
is half the problem. They don't know how to evaluate men. They don't, other than your pocketbook or your penis size or whatever, most women today don't know how to evaluate you.
Wow.
So it's a huge problem.
Okay, we got to call.
It's our fault.
Well, it's not our fault. Who said that? James?
Yeah, it's still our fault.
It's still our fault.
Well, it's like the Hansel and Gretel story that we were taught as kids. The women see the gingerbread house. They want to go taste the gingerbread house without even knowing the foundation of the gingerbread house, and then they go inside, and then when the house collapses on them, they wonder why.
Wow, good point. We got to get this caller in. Music Man, you're on.
Hey, what's up, Zo? I appreciate all the callers and the host. Shout out to Jeff Brown.
What's up, brother?
Y'all discussing some good stuff here. I just want to get this off my chest. The reason why good guys don't get picked in the black community is because we devalue, I would say 85% of black people is shallow.
Shallow.
We devalue the smart guy.
Wow.
We devalue the bookworm.
Yes,
The guy
sir.
that's really going to make some money, And black women, they're intimidated. Most black women, not all, but 85% is intimidated of someone who's not arrogant. I'm not arrogant, but has self-esteem about themselves.
Music Man, can I ask you this question? Can I ask you this question, Music Man?
Go ahead.
And this is for everybody. Do black women seem to want a man they can control and push around a little? I mean, I'm hearing what he's saying. I'm hearing what he's saying, right? To some degree, do they want to be able to run a dude around?
Can I get into that deep?
Not all.
Can I get
Yes,
into that?
yes. 85% of black men wants a man to do their bidding, and if they don't do their bidding, he's you know, but a weak ass nigga. You ain't shit.
Wow. Thanks for the call. I appreciate it. We got to move. We got to run.
I think it's easier to control someone else than yourself. So I'm going to say yes to that answer, that yes, the woman wants somebody to push around. The woman who doesn't act that way, she's already self-evolved, and that's the girl you need to pick.
Wow.
Absolutely.
But you can't pick her unless you're self-evolved, correct?
Exactly.
Correct.
Wow.
I call it the war. I look for, especially with black women, I look for, if she's at war with herself, pass.
Yeah.
Pass. If everything, if the concept of your head moving 2 to 3 inches to either side of your neck, if you think that's the way you're supposed to communicate with me, you're wrong. Peasants communicate like that.
Right.
I don't do that.
Right. That's a good point. James?
Yo.
And do you agree with what our good friend DT just said about...
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Let me give you this. A woman on Facebook said this. She said, being nice, speaking of the good guy, bad guy thing, being nice has nothing to do with how engaging a man is. Some women just like drama and bullshit. Her name is Folami Xavier, right? She said that. That was followed up, and I put that out as true or false, fact or fiction. That was followed up by another Facebook follower of mine. His name is Charles Soulscribe May. He says, some women only know how to function in chaos, and most of the time it's to their advantage. True or false? Somebody talk to us right now. CandyBarBrown.
Honesty, if presented too brutally, contradicts women's fantasies. The truth has to be dressed up sometimes for a lot of women.
So if I say, bitch, I got the cure to cancer, you didn't hear I got the cure to cancer? You just heard, bitch?
For a lot of women, yes. Like you said, that 85% that haven't evolved, that are still stuck, that can't choose the right man the right way. That's that 85%. You are lying to them. You are dressing up the truth to them. You can't be upfront with them. They're not going to understand anything about what's going on in the relationship.
Hold on a second. Is somebody docking a boat?
It's James Hanna.
That's me. That's me. A car just drove past.
Oh, okay.
This dude is at the park.
Yeah, I am literally.
But so, Candy, as you were saying, Candy Bar.
I mean, the approach is to display the confidence that we were talking about earlier, and it still plays down to the expectations in the relationship.
So let me ask you this, CandyBarBrown. Are you telling me a man who is full of confidence can approach you with some bullshit and you'll still buy it because of the confidence in which it was presented?
The confidence that he had to actually bring that bullshit to me. Yes.
You'll be like, here's some pussy.
Confidence trumps honesty.
Wow.
There you go. There's honesty. There's a wheelbarrow full of honesty right there.
Yeah. Trumps honesty.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Confidence trumps honesty.
Mm-hmm.
So confidence
Stupid women, but that's how it works.
That's human nature.
Listen to this, though. Confidence coupled with conformity to the woman's idea
Also
makes her fucking defenseless to that kind of pimpery.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Pimpery.
Yes. Hence Don Juan.
So what is she hearing all the time?
So, what'd you say, Steve?
Is everybody saying yes, yes, yes? Let me buy you a drink. Let me buy you dinner. You're so beautiful. You're so sweet. You're so kind. But then when she hears that one guy that says you ain't about shit, you gotta work to get me. What are you bringing to the table? If you bringing your ass to the table, you just gonna get fucked. So what are you bringing?
Then I think
that's the one that get turned on. They pants start to tingle and all the other stuff.
But then I think that's
but they body scream, I want to sleep with that one.
Right, and then I think that's the feminine ego, right? I'm gonna show you, and then I think that. But to me, when just what Steve is saying, and I'm gonna throw to James, just what Steve is saying, when I see a woman, and I know, and this is just me. I don't know if people out there agree with this or have experienced this. But me personally, I see spirits. I see the soul, and if I see that you're like this spiritual, like this vacuous, empty thing, and all you are is your shell, it's hard for you to even hold my attention, let alone, me consider or care about anything that comes out of your mouth.
But that's grown-zo.
Right.
That's man-zo.
Back in the day, when I produced my youngest, I was just mesmerized by the chocolate yogurt box.
Oh, yeah. Yes. How could anything feel this good?
I was taken away.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I was taken away.
Yogurt box.
The chocolate yogurt box.
Oh my God.
But now I look at women totally different, and I'm looking at their neurosis first. Like, wow, this is how you think? You mean to tell me you can't show me that you like me unless you have a drink? Wow, something's missing. Something's hurting. I'm not going to stick my penis in hurt.
Never stick your dick in crazy.
Oh, God.
Crazy can suck your dick.
What? Crazy can suck your dick? What you say?
Steve, do me a favor. I need you to text James from now on if you think something is funny, and wait for him to text you back. You've lost your privileges. You can't. Let James tag my jokes. Let James do that.
Oh, God. So let me ask the doctor this. If a person comes to a space in their life where they say, you know what? It's time for me to take personal responsibility for, I'm the common denominator for all of these negative situations. What are the first steps that one must take, male or female, to come to that and say, you know what? How do I not only acknowledge, but then start turning this thing around so I can attract and magnetize a different type of experience into my life? How do they do that?
I think if you pause and ask yourself, can everybody else be wrong?
That's the first question.
And if you believe that's true, well, you still have a little bit of growing to do. But it's like you say, wherever you go, there you are. And if you can just say, gee, things ain't going well, and the only thing in common that they have is me, is it possible that not everybody else is wrong? And I'll tell you, one of the reasons a lot of people don't have trouble admitting that they have anything wrong with them is down deep there's this feeling that whatever I discover can't be fixed.
Wow.
And so there's this feeling, if I can't fix it, I'd rather be in denial. I remember, I'm a medical doctor. I remember when we were, one of the things we used to throw around when lung cancer was kind of the kiss of death, we had this thing, if you knew you had lung cancer and you only had a month to live, would you want to know it? I mean, if you had to take care of besides taking care of your fears, and so the whole idea is if you couldn't do anything about a hopeless situation, would you want to know about it? So I think that's the fear of a lot of people is what if I really discover something that's really broken in me or wrong in me and nothing can be done about, as in zero. I think there's a number of people that they don't think about that, but that's part of why they want to stay away from. I heard one saying that when you discover that as right as you thought you were is as wrong as you turn out to be, you can begin to think that everything you know is wrong.
Wow. Jesus, the phone lines are on fire. We're going to take another caller. Here's a question, though, to everybody. In what way can dating/marrying a loser benefit our personal growth? 323-965-1600. Free, Chi-Town, you're in the building. Talk to me.
Yo, what up?
What up, Free?
What up? Well, I guess I'll answer that question that you just asked. It definitely pulls back on your personal growth. You cannot grow with dating or marrying a loser. It's like, first of all, you're dating beneath you. So how can you expect to go further with the loser? That means you got to work as hard to improve yourself and also help improve this person. Because especially if they're walking in as a loser, it's like, damn, I got to fucking be your guide and my guide. And then if you're dealing with someone who's already like strong-minded, like a lot of women are, but they don't know their potential until they just went through all those different situations.
Wow, we appreciate the call. Thanks.
One of the things I'd say is you can date them, you can marry a loser, don't have kids with one.
Wow. Yeah.
Because sometimes you have sometimes you have to get the losers out of your system for whatever the reason. And sometimes you just have to go through that. It's your wake-up call. But when you start adding little kitties, then
now you're attached to them after you're dead.
But I believe that response, although I agree on a social level, is devoid of spirit.
Yeah.
You cannot date anyone that you're not vibrationally in alignment with. If, like, for instance, dating out of your league and all of that kind of stuff, first off, you can't date out of your league because your league transcends social, economic, and geographical boundaries, right? You're dating on a vibrational level. There's a reason people are in your life. There's a reason you're attracted to certain people. There's a reason you get in relationships with people, and it ain't always social or familial. Sometimes it's just spiritual, and it's about getting lessons, right? So to say I can't learn from a loser is to say somehow you're better than, like, that's beneath me. I'm dating beneath. There's no way you can date beneath you. You date exactly what is in the contents of your mind. There's no way around it. Like I said before, if you got bullshit beliefs, you're going to have a bullshit experience. If you got bullshit beliefs, you're going to have a bullshit relationship. That is part and parcel. When Robert Kiyosaki steps in and says, change your beliefs, everybody understands that when it comes to making money. But they don't seem to transition smoothly enough to relationships because relationships require you to be personally responsible.
Right.
So let me do this. No more callers. Poet is telling us we got to wrap up. This is crazy. We didn't even finish where we wanted to go, but I love it. The whole purpose of this show, like I said, is not to provide you all the goddamn answers. Go live your fucking answers. Get out there and live. Find out what we're talking about. Challenge yourself to reevaluate what you believe to be true about you. That's the whole purpose. We want to start the conversation. We don't want to finish it. Your job is to finish it. So let me do this. Steve Williams, where can they find you, brother? I want people to go out and support everything that Steve is doing. He's a good dude. He might be a little abrasive, but I love it. He dropped some major heat here today. Steve, where can they find you?
First off, I want to say thank you so for having me on. But guys, get your crayons out. And only the men. Write this down. Schoolofdating.com. It is a site for men only men. We have free boot camps, live shows, videos, and we teach you how to have sex, beat that coochie up, and be a goddamn man. School of Dating.
Wow. Is there like a...
How do y'all do that in a men's only situation?
Oh! There we go.
Whoa.
Are you guys practicing on each other?
That one, brother.
Hey, well, I mean, I'm helping the guys get the ass. I'm not saying men for men. Let me digress. Y'all set me up for a downfall.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. Wow. All right. So, Steve, thank you again, man. Now, my good friend, James Hanna, where can they find you, man? How can they participate in Truth Pace and all the stuff you're doing, man?
Just find me on Facebook. My page is public. Anybody can come and comment and inbox me. All that is James Hanna's Truth Pace.
Oh, let me say this. Let me say this about James Hanna. If you come there talking shit,
You're going to get cut off.
James Hanna is going to cut your head off. I'm telling you that right now.
You are not going to win.
And I got to say this one last thing before I go. Ladies, I'm going to say this, and I'm out. With great pussy comes great responsibility. And y'all need to understand. You have the power to make men good. All you have to do is fuck good dudes. Because once you start fucking good dudes, men ain't got no choice but to be good.
There you go.
Well, goddamn, James, let me just say, just because you came from a pussy doesn't mean you have to act like one.
Yeah.
Wow.
There you go.
Wow. And ladies, not all of your ideas are good about relationships. So if you have bad relationship ideas, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be in a bad relationship fucking a bad idea. Now, let's just... I just had to add on. I'm sorry. DT, the author of Caveman Formula, 4 rules you never knew you needed to conquer your woman. Where can they find you?
They can find the book on Amazon. Just Google it, The Caveman Formula. It'll come right up. You can find me on Twitter.
To make a call.
Oops. Twitter, DT4M, the number 4M. Find me on Facebook, The Caveman Formula. I'm around. Also, one-on-one coaching, too.
Great stuff. Doctor, where can they find you?
Well, if you just Google me under my name, Mark, M-A-R-K, Goulston, Goulston, you'll find more than you ever wanted to find.
Tell them about the website that's you're putting up, Whitey Locks.
Whitey Locks. No. I'm creating really a worldwide community called Heartfelt Leadership. So it's about people who dare to care even when the world tells you you're a fool if you do. And we're going to be interviewing, we've signed on to interview a lot of people that everyone looks up to and want to find out where they learned to care.
Wow, great stuff. CandyBarBrown, where can they find you really quickly?
Facebook, at CandyBarBrown, Twitter as well. You can hit me up on Twitter. I'm going to be starting my blog in a couple of weeks. And it's at CandyBarBrown as well. And I can give you the info from there.
All right. Thank you, Candy Bar, for showing up. I really, really, really appreciate that you came on. And I wanted to give you your shot, and you did pretty good. I like it. And Jeff Brown?
Coming soon, Jeff Brown's T-shirts in conjunction with Jeff's Brownies, a book full of common sense. You can find that on Facebook. I'm at GB Funny Styles, my Twitter.
All right, and at Zoe Williams. You got to follow me, at Zoe Williams. That's my Twitter. You got to join all of the Facebook accounts I have. I have the Zoe What discussion board, which is crazy. I have my personal page, and then we have another Zoe Williams fan page. Please join them all. I really appreciate everybody for coming on and participating. And new T-shirts next week. Oh, it's going to be crazy. I appreciate you all. I'll see you next week. Deuces!